My lords, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2 and Japan. Today's episode starts off on board the Yawatahama to Sayo shuttle as we just depart the station over at Yawatahama, heading through towards Sayo. Between episodes I did go through, as I said, and painted over all of that grass that was showing through the double tracks that we laid at the end of the last episode, so that should all have been taken care of. There may be one or two patches that still crop through where it didn't quite paint over, just as we pass the train's counterpart on her way into Yawatahama. So yes, there may be a few patches. That bridge foot looks awful, but never mind, we'll just ignore that. Yeah, so most of the ballast has been painted over, as I said, and as I was doing that I left the game to run, obviously, with a view to accumulating a decent amount of money so we can build our cargo line all the way back into Uwajima, as we discussed at the end of the last episode. Once that cargo line is completed, then of course we can look at setting up a line from the machinery factory at the city of Yawatahama and shipping the machines over into Uwajima to hopefully stimulate a bit of growth, as well as provide some extra income for our network and our company. So we're just crossing over one of the large viaducts now on our way to Yawatahama, to Sayo, where we might pass one of the iron or coal trains that we've recently set up. If you remember, the two rightmost tracks are the freight lines, so there's a chance we may pass something on the way, although we're not going to hang around for very long. This is just a bit of eye candy while we get the introduction out of the way. As you can see, missed this grass here, which is unfortunate, but never mind. And what I'll do, I think we'll just let it round this corner. We'll just hop over to the other side of the train so we can see if anything is coming. It doesn't look like it is. So we'll have a look at this town here, whose name I have subsequently forgotten as we pass over the viaduct. It is a very nice view for the passengers on this train as they head into Sayo, of course. And as we round this corner, that's where we're going to hop off and start the episode proper. So let's jump off now. So as you can see, we have 41 million to spend, which I'm hoping will be enough to do what we want to do. Here comes one of the iron trains now in the tunnel, so we could have waited a little longer, would have passed one, but never mind. So where did we get our freight line up to? Just here at this junction. So what we're going to do then is quite simply continue this onwards, and as I said all along, we are going to follow the passenger line as much as possible, especially as we go through tunnels or over bridges, because that will make it a heck of a lot cheaper to construct, even though that's still costing us, well, I suppose 5 million for such a tunnel isn't too ridiculously expensive. And we want to double track it, and it's going to be double tracked. I think we'll go the entire way at this point. We should have the funds for that. Okay, we're having a collision, of course we are. Nothing like making it easy for you. So we'll do it piecemeal. Just like this. Just to avoid any apparent collisions. I'm not sure where the collision was occurring, but by doing it piecemeal we have managed to avoid it. So where are we? We're just coming up to Sayo. So we need to decide how we're going to navigate the station at Sayo. And I think what we will do is we will add a couple extra tracks here. In fact, we may as well add a second platform. We do have two services stopping here. The train from Mima and from Yawatahama both stop at this station. So let's get the platforms done. Where are the platforms? The passenger platforms, here we go. Is that the one I'm looking for? It's different style, but we'll go with the different style, I think. So we'll build that out. We're going to need a couple of underpasses. You can't have an underpass on that station, on that platform with the looks of it. Well, in that case, we shall get rid of the platform. I must say the bulldozer sound effect is far less offensive in the new version. And then we'll replace these platforms with the standard vanilla platforms, and then we should be able to put in the underpass. Put one there and one there, one there and one there. We'll duplicate the roof like so. Now we're going to have to obviously double track the passenger line now that we have 2 platforms available. So let's quickly do that before we continue on with the cargo line, the freight line. Well, at the minute we still only have 1 train running down here, don't we? So we'll just do a simple connection like that. That no longer needs to be there. And this line, well, it's going to complain, but that's fine. We'll soon fix it. Can come into there. And do we have enough space here for a diamond? Just about. But it's going to tell me now that I can't build the second leg of the diamond. Well, what if we try from this side? Sometimes it does do it from the opposite side. No, it's not going to have it. What about if we offset the diamond a little? Nope. Okay, so let's get rid of that signal and we'll change this diamond, and hopefully this time we'll have a little bit more success with it. There we go. And we want to replace that signal that we just removed, so we'll put him back. We'll put it just inside the mouth of the tunnel. Now, what we're also going to do here is add in a cargo platform, but we're also going to have a 2 tracks, so we can have a pass through as well. So let's configure this. We want tracks. There they are. So there's the 2 new stretch of tracks, and we want platforms, and we'll just go with the vanilla platforms for this. Eventually we are going to want to bring in the, I believe it's fuel, yes, so that will serve us for that. In the meantime, these tracks can serve, as I said, as a pass through, so we can close that menu down and continue with our track laying efforts. And yeah, we'll have a separate tunnel here, I think, just to mix it up a little. A nice offset tunnel. Yep. And where do we finish up? Just here. So what we're going to do now is continue this straight over all of this. Nice, we can unpause it now, of course. Nice and simple. And then we're just going to bring these together. Can we get any closer than that? Where's the close? Come on, there you go. That looks like the closest. And that's going to have a bit of a shimmy. It's going to have quite a lot of a shimmy, actually. So what we'll do is we'll actually separate these a little earlier. And we'll separate them off ever so slightly, just as the least amount possible. And now what's that going to look like? I guess it's still going to give us that shimmy. It is, which I don't like at all. Okay, let's rethink that then. Get rid of that bit there and that bit there. And we'll get rid of all of this that we've just put down. And we'll see if we can't get it to curl in and run parallel with this track here. Oh yes, just about. Perfect. So it's got a fairly tight curve there with some extreme slowdown, but it looks neat and tidy. And if we can keep this snapped in parallel, that would be fantastic. There we go. That's better. Now it's looking a lot neater. So there we go, that's those tracks now finished off as far as the station. I guess we're not going to be able to put a diamond in here, although saying that we don't need one, but we will need one over here. And what we'll do is we'll run out nice and straight. Yes, we're going to want a diamond over here, because we want the train on its return to Yawatahama to use this, what is technically a passenger platform. And of course the fuel train may need to come back out onto this side. So there's our diamond. Now where are we headed? Are we going to follow this the entire way? I think so, and then we can skirt around. In fact, no, we'll have a station here. In fact, I might even put a separate cargo station in Mima, because Mima does need machinery as well. Obviously, we are serving the food demand that's taken care of via the road vehicles, so we're only going to need one platform, because there's only the machinery that's going to be brought into here. So how long is this tunnel? Okay, the tunnel isn't too long. What we want to do is come back parallel over here. So if we put the parallel tracks in ready, we should then be able to just take this and connect it into this second tunnel here. Okay, I think we left that a little bit too tight. Let's take it back to there and see if we can do it now. Where's the tunnel? Will you do it? No, you're still colliding. Okay, well, what if we do this instead and have no tunnel? No, it's okay. We're gonna have to deviate, and we will go back for the tunnel. If we're gonna deviate, we may as well have the tunnel, and then from here you're gonna join in there, and that isn't too wibbly wobbly. It's not the neatest, but it's not as bad as the other effort was. So get him connected into there. We have the diamond taken care of, so that's all good. So now we can just continue building this freight line, and we will just run it parallel with this passenger line all the way through towards Mima. I think this, oh no, this is not the big tunnel, but we do have that very large tunnel approaching. Okay, it's not wanting to do this at all. There we go. And now he should be good to come straight on through and out. And then we'll do the same for the next bits of track, and that's come out nicely in one go. And we're now quad tracked again, because we do have a passing loop here. Doesn't want to snap parallel again, which is annoying. There we go, now it should. Don't know why it does that sometimes. I'm not sure if that's part of the game or one of the mods messing up, but it is a little frustrating, because it means you have to take more time than you really should when it comes to laying your tracks, especially if you're just trying to double them up or triple or quad track them, as the case may be here. Right, so here is the epic tunnel. How much money do we have? 27 million. Okay, now I am... No, in fact, no, we'll just stay parallel. I was going to say, I'm mindful that I might want to double track the tunnel for the passenger line in the future, but if we do that, we can just come off here and have it go on the outer side, which should work fine. It might look a little bit messy, but we can potentially tidy that up nice and easily. So let's see how this tunnel goes for us. So far, so good. It's cost around about 7 or 8 million so far. Luckily, we still have around about 20 million in the bank, so shouldn't be a problem getting it finished off. That's 2.7. And then the last little stretch out to here is costing 6. So yeah, about 8 or 9 in total, which is not too bad. And all this is going to be double tracked, of course. And we should now be on the approach to Mima. Indeed, we are. We're not too far away now. So this is where we need to think about where we're going to put our cargo station if we do want to make it a separate station, which I think we do want to do. So let's have a look. Well, the obvious place is just to have it directly opposite the passenger station, but make sure we have enough room for future expansion. So let's go ahead and do that. We want full length and we want 3 platforms. 2 are going to be passed through, 1 is going to be utilised for actual freight manoeuvres. The other 2, as I said, will just shoot straight on through. And we'll call this Mima Freight. I'm not going to bother putting the road connection in yet. We don't need that at this point. We just want to put the station down so we know where we are headed. Is there enough room there to squeeze in the next track? Perhaps. We shall find out. Ooh, yes, just about squeeze it in. Doesn't want to snap parallel to this track here though. It's trying to hug the passenger line, which is a little frustrating. Perhaps if we did that and now tried. Ooh, has that got some weird overlap? Let's have a look. No, I'm not happy with that at all. Let's redo that. So where did it go parallel proper? Up to there, okay. So mistake learned, lesson learned, mistake made, lesson learned. We want to do the inner track first and then the outer track. That should be parallel, indeed it is. That should join up nicely, and indeed it did. So now this can come straight on in. We don't need any diamonds here because this is purely for passing straight on through on the way towards Uwajima and that area of the map. We're going to want to come in level again, so what we'll do is we'll put a stretch track there, and that's where it's going to snap parallel once more. 11.5 million, so still got plenty to play with here. How far off are we now? Not too far. We are coming up to Izumi Marchi, and if you remember, we did have the cargo line here come as far as here. So at some point we are going to need to cross over, because as it stands we're on the uppermost edge of the track, as we can see, and the cargo line is waiting for us on the lower edge of the tracks here. So where do we want to cross over? I think what we'll do is we'll come through this bridge, what we've got coming up, this one just here, like that, and of course get the second track to do the same, like so, and this is where we will cross over. And what we're going to do is go right over here, put the tracks on the outer side, and then I'm hoping we can just do something like, oh no, it's not gonna let us do it. We can cross over. This is going to be a little awkward, I think. Oh, there it is. That's what we want. Yeah, so it goes straight over without actually joining the track proper, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I wanted. A straight crossover. We can, we don't need to, but if we ever wanted to, we could have these as double slip switches, although I don't think there's ever a need to do that. But the option is there. And from here we can go straight along. We've got a bridge pillar collision with the road, so we're gonna have to remove the road while we put the bridge in. There we go. Where's the other stretch of track? It's all the way back here. And we should now be getting close to the point where they joined together, which I believe was right here. So that can join straight into there. This can double up all the way in. And let's see, where do we want to bring it in as a single? Ooh, let's see. Right, could we... What way are our lines travelling here? So we have a platform. No, we don't have a platform available. We could put a platform in down here. And that's what we shall indeed do. And that's where the machines are going to be dropped off. Get that a little faster. There we go. 59, 60 miles an hour is more than good enough. Right, we might struggle with this bridge. That's my concern here. I will take it just because it's gonna work and do exactly what I'm hoping it's gonna do. And at this point you can join in nice and fast, 6 to 8 miles per hour. One building will be removed. Do apologise for that. And what we want to do here is have this come off like so. Join into there. And then this is, oh, it's going to collide, is it? What's it colliding with? I guess it's messing the bridge. Yeah, so what we're going to have to do is quickly pause it and delete this line and rework the bridge after we've done the cargo line. So we'll do the cargo line as far as there. Take that back to just there, and then we'll see if it will allow us to put a bridge over the top. Yes. Okay. So easily fixed. Just had to go about it a bit backwards. Hopefully we're on the right side of the track here. No, we're not. Of course we're not. Why would we be? That would be too easy, wouldn't it? That would have been far too easy. Well, no problem. If we take this back to there, we can have them going to the appropriate tracks without too much wibbly wobbly on the tracks themselves. Construction not possible. You want to try that again? Thank you. There we go. Now we need blocking signals along here. We need quite a few blocking signals, of course, but we have the connection that we were looking for. So all down here, we'll put a few signals just to give us some decent blocking, and again we'll offset them from the existing signals a little just so they don't mess up and overlap, just like this. And we want one there, and that signal can act as a clearing signal. And then so you're protecting that junction. This line here, nothing will ever use it, will it? So we've got a dead line right in the middle, as we can see. Well, we'll keep it for now. It's not going to harm anything. It's just got a bit of superfluous track, which is a shame, but as I said, it's not doing any harm, so there's no great urgency to remove it. So what I'm going to do now is just quickly run across the entire length and put a few blocks in here. We don't need too many, so we'll pick it back up once all these blocks have been set up. Okay, so that's all the blocks done now. So at this point, well, first of all, we can see we have steel being produced and shipped out, which is good to see. Not sure if these have made any deliveries yet. Let's have a look. Oh yes, they have. That's good to see. So we are in a position to bring the machinery back. So what we can do now is set up this line, and we're coming from this station, and it's already picked a decent colour for the machinery, and we are going on an epic journey all the way out towards the freight station at Uwajima over here. Look at that. That is a journey and a half. It's using the correct platform, but it's got no choice. It doesn't have access to the other lines. So what we will do right now is, first of all, put a little crossover in here. A cheeky crossover. No, we can't. But we can put one here. Just for access onto the correct side from the depot. And now that the line has been set up, we need to finish off manipulating it. We haven't named it or anything yet, so this is machinery freight. And this is Yawat to Uwajima. We can fit all that in, that's fine. So over here then, you want to be fully loaded on all. We've lost it. Let's go back down to here. Where are you? There you go. I want to rename it or delete that. Jesus. Yeah, fully loaded. You're only loading machines. You're not unloading anything. And over here, you're unloading the machines before heading back. Perfect. So now, by my reckoning, we are ready for the train. Let's have a look what we want to use. I think it's going to be the OB once again. Cargo. And it's the box cars, I believe. Indeed it is. And I think, can we go for 14? What would that do? I think we'll go for 14. Just because of the distance it's going. And we'll have 2 of them. And I also wanted to colour the bloody consist wagons in. So let me just try that again very quickly. There we go. 8.9 million. More than enough. We can put them on the line. And out come our newest additions to the fleet. Just go a little faster. The trains aren't very fast and they seem to crawl along at the moment. So, by my reckoning, this is the longest train we have in service at this point in time. I'm sure it won't stay that way for very long. But it's good to see a nice, well, semi-long train making an appearance. And hopefully soon it'll start making us some decent money as well. Let's see if the machinery is being produced now. It should be. I think everything is set up ready and working correctly. So nothing yet. But they are getting the orders, as we can see. Oh no, they're not. I guess it just takes a little while. We did set these up to bring the machines back, didn't we? Let's just have a look. Manage the line. Yes, we did. Just had no production yet. I think that's the only issue. Although I think we are going to start seeing some. Are we going to start seeing some? Have I missed something perchance? Let's see. Well, there's a connection between all of these, so that's good. So it's not that. The steel haulage line is definitely loading the steel there and unloading the machinery. Loading the machinery and unloading the steel. So that's working as it should. Oh, I know what it is. We don't have any onward delivery from Uwajima into the city itself. That's what we need to take care of. Okay. So we can do that nice and quickly. We have a platform ready. Don't think it's being utilised. No, it's not. Let's configure this cargo and put a couple extra there just to match it up with the other platforms. And we need to see where the freight needs to be delivered to. So let's go truck unload. Yeah, we're not going to hit all that in one, I can tell you that. So what we'll do is we'll have a drop off there. And then a second drop off there, and that's hitting most of it. So let's quickly get this line set up, although the trains aren't even there yet, so we have a bit of time. And we want that colour. You are loading only machinery and full load, but only for, in fact, just load if available and just wait for 30 seconds. And this is our machinery delivery for Uwajima. Okay, there we go. That should be good to go, provided of course we put some wagons on it, which we can now do. Yeah, we'll go for that one, and we'll go for just 5. Just because the frequency of the delivery is going to be so low, we're not going to need much more than that. We forgot to name it, or the name didn't take, so let's just quickly sort that out. There we go. So now we should have the production over at the factory over here in Yawatahama. Let's just double check. Where are you? You're down here. Now we should see... Not yet, but that might be because they have no steel at the moment. So they're waiting on some steel to be delivered. There's no steel yet for delivery. They're waiting on coal. How many do we have? I might have a third train running down here for the coal, just because of the distance it's got to go. We have 2, I think, on the iron line. Yeah, so a 3-to-2 ratio. And obviously that's because the coal trains are travelling a little bit further afield than the iron ore trains. It's not going to be perfectly balanced, of course, but you do need a little extra on this line because of the, or to take account of the increased journey time. But we do have a coal train heading back. Let's just see where the other coal train is. Is that it there? No, that's an iron ore train. Is that the coal train there? Yes, it is. So we've got one that's about halfway there, I would say. Yeah, probably about at the halfway point. So at that point, then we should start seeing the machines be produced. And what we'll do is we'll just put a little cut in here, and we'll pick it back up once the steel is being produced, and the steel is also being delivered off to the machinery factory. So I'll see you in a few moments. Okay, so while I was waiting for the machinery to start being produced, we can see we've unlocked a new truck. So we might want to think about upgrading our road vehicles in the near future. I do believe that is the first steam truck in the Asia vehicle sets. As you can see, while I was waiting, I took the time to start painting in some of the grass on this new track that we were laying at the start of the episode. So I'm just going to finish that off, and then once it's done, we are pretty close to being done now, to be fair. But yes, once it is done, we'll have a look how the machinery factory is getting on, and then once we've done that, we'll perhaps look at that truck that we've just unlocked and see if it's worthwhile upgrading our current fleet for the new steam truck. I dare say that's going to be a resounding yes, but of course we will check it out anyway, just to make sure. So I'll pick it back up once I finish this painting. As I said, quite close to the end now, approaching Zumimachi at the moment, so not too much more to go. And then, yeah, we'll investigate the truck and the machinery factory. So I'll see you again in a little second or two. Okay, so that's the ballast all completed. So let's go back to Yawatahama and check on the machinery factory and how it's getting on. Hopefully we do have some production. Yes, we do. We can see the machines are waiting for collection, so that's good to see. That to me says we should have some machines back here, or about to be delivered back here. Now, one thing I have picked up on, and you probably noticed it as well, is we might have a bit of a trap here where this train is waiting for more machines, but it can't, or the resources cannot get onto the platform because they're being held up by this train here. So what we're going to do is we're going to send this train on its way partially loaded. Once that train then gets onto the platform here, we'll rearrange this so the machinery trains branch off a little bit earlier, and they can wait to one side, which frees the main access up for the iron and the coal trains. So as soon as he's cleared this junction, that's what we are gonna do. And the way we're gonna do that is have this track come out here, run along here, and this line is going to be purely for the machinery train to wait on in case its counterpart is holding up the platform. and that way it shouldn't block in or block out the coal and iron trains from getting on platform as well. So we'll put a couple of stabling signals in here, like say that, and then we want to make sure the line is actually using that new stabling system. So you want to go after the freight exchange, you need to come via that waypoint. There we go, and that'll keep them free so the coal and iron trains can come in and out of the platform, so nothing's going to get held up where they'll wait in an infinite time because this hasn't got the resources to produce the steel to take on to produce the machines. I'm just going to send all these on their way just to get the machines onto the train. Yes, they're going to go to the steel mill, the machinery factory with an empty load, which is not ideal, although we just had a load of coal arrive, so we might have some production. Okay, there we go. So how many is that given? 32 of 30, of whatever it was, yeah, 32. So that's fine. So what we're going to do now is, I didn't see what vehicles we just unlocked, which is a real pain in the arse, but we are going to see those trucks and see if they're worth upgrading our entire fleet for. So let's have a look. Cargo. So these carry 5 and do 12 miles per hour. These carry 6 and do 12 miles per hour, and they've also got a little bit more power, so any hill climbs shouldn't be as much of a challenge. So yeah, we're going to go through, select all of our road vehicles that are cargo vehicles, and get them swapped out for the first set of steam trucks. So we want road lines, and we want all the delivery lines, not the bus services. There we go. And to replace all of those, it's going to cost 16 million, so we can't afford it. Let's see, did we unlock any new passenger vehicles? Clearly not. Did we unlock any new trains? Let's have a quick look here. Oh, we've unlocked bigger wagons, which is good to see, but no new locomotives. So it was a few wagons and the steam trucks that we're interested in. Okay, so I'll just let the game run for a few seconds there, just while we get a bit of money to be able to afford to swap all the road vehicles. So let's do that now. Let's get rid of that, and we'll have to reselect them all because it's unselected them or deselected them when I selected the train to investigate whether we had new trains. So let's quickly go back and get them all, and we want to where's the replace button? Let's try that again. Vehicle manager, where's the replace button gone? That's really strange. Have I still got a train selected perhaps, and that's why it's getting confused? Doesn't look like it. Yeah. Right, get rid of those two. In fact, can we select all and then just deselect those? There we go. And now we can replace with those. No, 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 don't replace with those. Oh, because of that, I don't have the money anymore. That's quite annoying. There we go. Well, let's have a look at these. Our first steam road vehicles. And we'll pick on this plank haulage one. Not sure what he's holding on to there. Nothing on board, of course, because he's heading back up to get some more planks from the lumber mill. Looks quite like a bus, if I'm honest. A few benches in there, and it would be a bus. There you go. I've invented the first steam bus for you. You're welcome. Now get it built. Now, we can't afford to obviously upgrade our trains at this point because we don't have the money after spending all that money on the road vehicles, but that's fine. As we can see, these are now taking steel up to be turned into machinery, which is really, really good to see. Has our first machinery train made it back and made a delivery yet? That's the wrong one. Not yet. How far off are you? God, you're only just passing Mima. God, it is a long way, isn't it? This is some serious long-haul freight action, this. My word. Okay, well, I think we'll leave it there for today. I had to well, I think I'm going to end up cutting quite a bit of content out of this one, and I'm now feeling rather tired. So yeah, apologies if it's a little bit shorter or not as filling as the previous episodes. I'll do my best to make sure that doesn't happen again, of course, but I just really wanted to get this line up and running, which we have done, and that's been an achievement in the making, because it's something we've been working towards since, what's episode 4 or 5 I think it was, when we first started building the passenger line out so we could then put the cargo line alongside it. So it's certainly been a lot of work to get to this stage, so I'm pleased we finally cracked it. We can turn on to some more local routes now. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, even if it was a bit short and less action-packed, so to speak, than usual. And to finish today, we are going to take a ride on one of our new steam trucks, I think. And we'll ride on this one on its way back to the machinery factory, and this is quite a steep bridge. So I'm glad that these vehicles have that extra boost of power to help them cope with that. There's the machinery train still waiting, but that's fine. There's no real rush, especially now that we've stabled the train when it does return off of the main access track, so it's not going to cause any dramas. So yes, thank you very much for watching indeed. I hope you did enjoy it, even if it perhaps wasn't the usual style of episode and we didn't get as much done as perhaps I would have first liked. All that means for me to say is, as always, ladies and gentlemen, take very good care of yourselves. It's ta-ta for now.